You know what? You know what? We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing. Right now, we are on the brink of an election that demands a choice. A choice between backwards and forwards. A choice between the past and the future. A choice between divided and united. And if you are anything like me and you value the idea that in this country, any child from any background can not only work their ass off to bring their dreams to life and be able to do so with dignity and respect for their neighbors, then it isn't much of a choice at all. I am an American woman. I am the daughter of Guadalupe Rodriguez and David Lopez, a proud daughter and son of Puerto Rico. I am Puerto Rican. Soy boricua carajo. And yes, I was born here, and we are Americans. I am a mother. I am a mother. I am a sister. I am an actor and an entertainer, and I like Hollywood endings. I like when the good guy, or in this case, the good girl wins. And with an understanding of our past and a faith in our future, I will be casting my ballot for Kamala Harris for President of the United States proudly.
Let's get out there and show people how we win.
Because elections are about choices, my friend.
The next President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
And I have to say, I strongly believe that the relationship between tribal nations and the United States is sacred, and that we must honor tribal sovereignty always and embrace our trust and treaty obligations and ensure tribal self-determination. And as president, I will defend these principles always. Back. Hello, Nevada. Good evening. So, Nevada, to make your right heard and to protect your right to make your own health care decisions, I would also recommend you vote yes on question 6. And make sure you vote up and down the ballot to truly protect your rights. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Happy Nevada Day, everybody! I have lived the promise of America, and today I see the promise of America in everyone here tonight. Everyone here tonight. In all of us. Sí se puede. I see the promise of America.
She grew up in the middle class, and she knows how difficult it was for her mother, her sister, and herself to get along day by day. She's proposing very, very interesting things for everybody in the United States. She's thinking about everybody in the United States, not just a party, everybody in the United States. So we're going to be talking a little bit in English, a little bit in Spanish, but most importantly, you got to listen to what Vice President Kamala Harris is going to say after we play. All right?
We're all blue here.
Very exciting. I mean, I feel like we're making history, several days out from the election day. But, I just want to be part of history. That's really why I'm out here.
Or you have parents that grew up listening to Maná, it impacts you because you grew up listening to all their beliefs and what they stand for, climate change and all of this. This is what we all believe in. So it's not surprising to me.
We're here for Harris, of course.
We're also here to see Maná. It's a Mexican band that we grew up listening to,
Yes.
but they're all about the immigrant rights. I'm an immigrant, so that's also very important to us.
Yep.
So we're here to support.
We're here to see the next president.
Yeah.
Being a Latino, with the bands that are going to be on here, with the performances and those that they represent, it just that speaks to not just me as a Latino, but I know it speaks to a whole demographic of Latinos like me who are proud to support a candidate like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
For me, J-Lo, she speaks volumes, especially since she's Latina, and I think that her supporting Kamala Harris is a huge bonus. But at the same time, I think all Latinos should go rally against Trump because he's anti-immigration, anti-Latino, in my opinion, and I love her politics.